call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone had a chance to look over the agenda?
Madam President, I move that we adopt the agenda.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda has been approved and adopted. Presentation and approval of the minutes for the regular board meeting, March 25th, 2024, and special meeting, April 3rd, 2024. We can approve them both at once or individually. It's up to the discretion of the board.
Madam President, I move to approve both the regular board meeting minutes from March 25th, and also the minutes of the meeting from April 3rd.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the regular board meeting minutes for March 25th and the board meeting minutes from April 3rd. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Both minutes have been approved. Limited public forum. The Board of Education welcomes public comments during the visitors portion of the school board meeting agenda. All comments must be related to a topic on the agenda for that particular meeting. The public comment section of the agenda will be the only time the board takes any questions or comments from the public unless we as a board choose to solicit more information from a person or a group attending the meeting on matters specific to the agenda. You all are our public.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. All right.
Give me something.
Got it. I told this guy we're, yeah.
All right. Okay, moving to superintendent's report, Ms. Valdez.
Yes, good evening, Madam President, members of the board. Mr. Maestas emailed me some talking points to talk about, and so I'm just gonna read them off. If you have any questions. The annual ed plan was due for review on Monday, March 15th, 2024. The administrative team worked on the ed plan the week before, and myself, Ms. Valdez, put the finishing touches on it and submitted it on the 15th. On Thursday, April 18th, 2024, Mr. Maestas will be attending the bi-monthly meeting with the NMPED at 9 a.m. On Friday, April 19th, Mr. Maestas will be driving the two-time defending state champion to Albuquerque to compete in the esports state championships for Madden football. On Tuesday, April 23rd, Mr. Maestas will be attending the HPREC quarterly meeting in Raton at 9 a.m. And then I also have for maintenance projects, Mr. Callis will provide any updates on any projects that are taking place at this time.
Okay, so I didn't want to sound like I was rambling on, so here. This is my agenda. There you go.
Quite the
Look at
agenda.
you. Nice.
That way you can make notes if you need to make notes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, the item number one, the fire panels. The system at Alvis, all new devices and wiring are installed. The panel still needs to be programmed, which they were here today, they're working on that. 2 phone lines are gonna have to be added to that system and at the other schools as well, for the communication and monitoring. And that is a code, it's fire code now. So there is a monthly fee for that. What else? The high school and junior high are on fire watch due to troubles at the fire panels at this time, but they are still operational. I mean, they'll go off. So we're just hanging on. So the item number two, the portable at the auditorium, East Auditorium, should be removed soon. The power is still there due to the possibility that we may still use that property for future property, like if we did teacheries or that kind of thing. Water and sewer could be utilized as well. The gas lines shut off, so we're not getting charged for that fee. The item number 3, Johnny Matthews and I had a Zoom meeting with the lobbyist that is trying to help us out with the funding of the projects. And she told Clayton Schools, us, that bids on these projects need to be taken, which is in progress. So we're working on that. And stapled to that has a list of those. We had a committee that came together, kind of broke those down, so if you guys want to go look those over. Some of them, one of them in there is another item in there in my report. Mr. Maestas and I had a Zoom meeting with PSFA in regards to the demolition of the junior high, old junior high. So, same thing there, we gotta get bids, is what PSFA told us, for that project, and it has to be turned in by the end of June. They said that they will cover the cost of all of that. So
All of it?
we-
Sweet, that's nice.
So we don't have to come out with any money, supposedly, we'll see what.
So does that include though, like, as I understand, like some of that has to be filled in with cement?
Yes, so it's to cover everything.
And like any damage it does around?
Well, that's what they were concerned about, cause the driveway will be damaged because of semi trucks and stuff and equipment coming through there. They're gonna calculate that in there. And they told us that we only need one bid so that they have an initial price for that project. Just so that they can build their budget on that. Item number 5, going to be installing ductless heating, cooling, the cooling units at the daycare, so that the kids can be comfortable. And then the last item I had on there was, last but not least, just day-to-day maintenance, safety checks, get ready for spring.
Thank you, Tim.
I have a question, real quick. So, this might be an unpopular opinion. I've got a lot of those. So, this list of ours for the lobbyists is pretty daunting. You know what I mean? With all like for the high school and everything that it like would need and everything. And is there any way to get a bid on a new like high school in between the Alvis and the junior high? Like, is that? Of course, does that take architects, and that's a huge.
It's a huge endeavor. You know, and initially, before we did all the lawn, we tried to get a new school. But then that was a big mess too, so.
I wonder.
And she told us to go, me and Tim, to go over that list and kind of prioritize, what, and have not just a 1-year plan, but a 5-year plan. So, get with everybody and say, okay, this next year, this is what we want to do, long-term plan.
Right. So I wonder, just like on this list, like alone, like, I wonder how much all this would cost by the time, like how far are you into like having a
Well,
completely new?
so I did put kind of some figures, just some thrown out figures from just knowing how construction costs go. And total, it's like 11 point some million
For what?
to do if you did everything on.
To do this
that.
entire list?
Yes, I
I
broke
see.
down numbers, just to see where it would be. And that's just a thrown out number.
Right.
Just from what I know, price.
See, it's like you wonder about like, so like the old junior high, like it's for sure gonna have like asbestos in there,
Yeah,
right?
so
And
that,
so
it's over the millions
Yeah.
to get rid of that building. So initially, we got a quote for like 700,000 about, but that was probably 6 years ago or something.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
So
Wow.
is she wanting like a list of like to prioritize stuff?
Yes, kind of.
So do we need to do that again, like come together and?
So we still need to get bids on all that stuff. The only catch to some of that was they go to PSFA and we can go to PSFA for some of that. I mean, we can break down a request for bid and all that stuff, and we can go to PSFA and ask, hey, can you help us fund this? But they may only fund us like 65%. Well, we have to come up with 65% or
63%.
63% is what we could possibly have to come up with, and then they could cover the rest, depending on the project.
Depending on the project.
Yes. So, I mean, it's kind of a tough deal when we're paying a lobbyist when we really don't know if we have to pay the lobbyist.
But I imagine she has a process she has to go through, like she has to go through those steps
Yeah,
before
the
she can.
RFP.
Yeah, and she has to go through like, you know, going through the bid process and going through
Procurement.
PSFA and then, you know, as a lobbyist going, I'm sure wherever she goes to try to help us get money, I'm sure they're gonna say, did you do these things?
Yes.
So,
It just opens up other opportunities.
right,
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
yeah.
I mean,
People in Santa Fe don't know we exist, so that's gotta be helpful.
I didn't know where the Clinton's at.
And, I mean, I totally think it's unfair that some schools, and I get why they get it, like, we have some schools in this state that get like $1 million a month to spend, like, donate it to your other schools if you don't know what to do with it, but.
Farmington just got like 43 million for pre-K.
Wow.
For a pre-K.
I think it was Mascaro that got $5 million possibly for housing, for teacher housing,
Wow.
is what I had heard.
Wow.
I don't know, don't quote me on that, but
Well,
And that's
and
for
then
fine
looking
housing.
at the grants, you know, there are probably grants out there that we don't know about, and she
Right.
probably knows about.
I think so too.
Exactly, because she's seen other schools with similar needs and go right.
I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Yes, I appreciate you,
Hard copy's nice.
Yes, it is. Thank you for this.
you're welcome.
and I'm glad to have that list, because I think I started,
Well, I will say Johnny kind of,
yeah,
I mean, we've been working together on this.
Thank you, Johnny.
yeah.
Yes, thank you,
And
guys.
I know Claudia had been sitting there typing in some stuff
Yes, thank you.
while
Claudia.
we were in our meeting too. Thanks for keeping us all straight. Okay.
Elvis? No, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Madam President and school board members, the current enrollment for Albus is 162 students, and that is pre-K through fourth grade. On April 9th, the New Mexico Red Cross came to Albus, and they did 2 presentations, one for K through second and one through third through fourth. During the K through 2 session, students learned about fire safety and what to do if they were in a situation where fire was present. That afternoon, the third and fourth grade students had a presentation called the Pillowcase Project. And this project is a preparedness education program that teaches students about personal and family preparedness and safety skills, local hazards, and basic coping skills. At the end, students received a sturdy pillowcase in which to build their personal emergency supplies kit in. So that was good. On April 12th, Albus had their awards ceremony where we recognized both the second and third 9 weeks honor rolls. We were blessed to have a lot of family members in attendance, so that was good. And I gave each one of you our calendar as it stands now for April and May. If there are any changes, we'll make adjustments and be sending those out, but we're hoping to make sure everything is finalized and out to the students so they can start getting those home and then putting the information out. As you can see, April 22nd through the 25th, third and fourth graders will be taking the NMASA state testing. During this testing process, students take 2 math sections and then 2 language sections, so that's why it's a 4-day project. On April 26th, pre-K through fourth grade will be presenting a spring concert. We will be sending out information on the final location. We're wanting to do Wood Auditorium, but I've got to speak with Mr. Halbert, make sure we get all of that documentation is available and we can get everything in place for that. So I'll be speaking with him in the next few days to make sure that's ready to go, but we are for sure having it. There are a lot of great things that are coming up in May as we get to the end of the year. Every class right now has scheduled some kind of an end of the year trip. Either several are going down to the air park, having pizza, and I think a jumpy house for some, and just a lot of fun. And then we have several of the upper classes that are going to Dalhart. I know second grade is going to tour the Loretta Theater. And then all of the different groups at different times are gonna be going to the bowling alley there in Dalhart. They get to bowl and have pizza and all of those things, and then go to the park. May 16th, Alvis will have their track meet. K through 2 will participate in the morning, and 3rd and 4th grade will participate in the afternoon, and we will post those times as we get closer. May 21st is gonna be our end of the year awards at Alvis at 1 p.m. May 22nd is our 4th annual Fun in the Sunday. So we've been doing this for 4 years, and it's been fun. May 23rd is kindergarten graduation at Yellow Jacket Gym at 9 a.m. And then May 24th, and May 23rd is the last day for students. And then May 24th is our child prime from 8 to 4.
Did you say the kindergarten graduation is at Yellow Jacket Gym?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So last year, Tim brought up, he said, we already have it set up for the junior high. Why don't you guys come use it? We were like, amazing, let's go use it.
Cool. Wow, that's cool.
So that's really good that we get to do it. It's fun for them. They get to walk up and shake hands and get their little certificate and everything. So it's good. So do you have any questions for me?
Thank you for this.
Yeah, this is helpful, thank you.
Thank
What's
you.
the grade? What's the grade cutoff? What does that mean?
Oh, sorry, I think some of that should have taken out. That's for teachers.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Also the POs, you don't have to worry about that one in April. That was for us as well. I'll make sure to clean that up before it goes out to parents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, School Board, our current enrollment is 121, Kaiser with 55, junior high with 66. We just completed 3 days of state science testing with our 5th and 8th graders. I feel good about how we were productive on those tests. Each day they took anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 hours. So we would start around 8:45-ish. Today we finished right at 12, some of them. So that means those kids are locked in those, not locked, but we don't lock them, but they're in those rooms. So that means the 7th and 6th graders had to be really understanding the last 3 days, because we would quietly move those classes. We made sure they had all their materials for the first 2 hours of every day in their classroom, so there would be no lockers opening. 6th graders had their PE shoes in class, so we did everything as best we could by regulation. So I think it went really good though. I know we have a bunch of 5th and 8th graders who are really tired though. So like Mrs. Hyman said, our ELA and math state testing are coming up April 29th through May 2nd. Those are in 2 sections each. That's why, again, it is a 4-day process. So that'll be coming right around the corner. We have completed track season. Our student athletes had a lot of success this year in track. They really did. Scored a lot of points, won a lot of medals. I'd like to thank everyone for making our track meet such a success. If you guys know me, I worry about that stuff a lot, and it just was silk. It just went great. The events were called, kids were where they're supposed to be, workers were in place. It was really good, and I appreciate the community coming out and supporting our track meet. It was fun to see our kids running our track again. The grass was in great shape. I mean, it's a good day.
It was.
I know Jana, somewhat pretty well, but I didn't know this guy much, but I got to know him, and he's funny. And
You did a good job with that. It was
Yeah.
a great event.
yeah,
It was a lot of
well,
fun.
thank you guys.
It
I
was
appreciate it.
super well run.
Thank you. I thought it went good. Our Kaiser field trip to Cal Farley's Boys Ranch is Thursday, May 9th. Our Kaiser track meet, there was some miscommunication between our coaches. We had it originally on May 16th. When Alice is having theirs, we're looking to move ours possibly to Tuesday, May 14th. Our end of the year awards are Thursday, May 21st. And our 8th grade graduation is Thursday, May 23rd in Yellow Jacket Gym at 6 o'clock p.m. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam President and board members, our enrollment is 122.
The first thing I have on here is so that I don't forget, how many of you will be attending graduation on the stage? Yay, everybody. Okay, and then Madam President, would you be able to be available for practice and pictures at 1 o'clock on May 24th?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Someone will have to remind me, since Tracy's not there.
Can you be on our stage?
I can.
For Matt?
I can.
Okay. Anybody else for eighth grade?
When is
If you want it.
The day before the 23rd.
that Friday?
Welcome,
Thursday at 6.
6 o'clock, May
Thursday.
23rd.
I'll go.
Sure.
Okay, we'll have the chairs up there then. Okay, thank you, sorry.
Yeah, and then they'll already be at that.
They're
Do we
already there.
Do we have to post those, Kim, since you guys will be in the same?
I think so.
Yes.
Better safe than sorry.
And it's funny that you said that, because Tracy's the one that said that, don't forget, the next board meeting, you need to ask. I was like,
She sends me, would send me text messages, hey, Luke, don't forget practice.
Right.
And then 10 minutes before.
where are you?
Later.
So our juniors will be taking the assessment of science readiness tomorrow. So that's the ASR. The prom is Saturday, the air park.
What time?
Starts at 6. My understanding is they'll do the grand march and all of that stuff, and then they'll eat, and then they'll do prom stuff. And then Sunday is our NHS, National Honor Society induction ceremony at 6:30 p.m. at the Assembly of God Church. And this year's inductees are Romaine Buluran, Rafael Enriquez, Ethan Gonzalez, Aisha Munoz, Kendall Nixon, Bo Poling, Levi Poling, Corbin Scott, and Brianna Taylor.
Wow, bunch.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice big group. They're in alphabetical order. And then May 7th and 8th, the high school will do the final I-Ready reading and math assessment. So this will be our third one. So we did one at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and this will be our end of the year, right? Hopefully, yeah. So, I kind of cut it off there. I can also get you guys a copy of everything that's going on, but everything else I kept till we meet again. So I have something to say. In athletics, our powerlifting team did a great job on Saturday. Isaiah Raines got 3rd place in his weight class. Simon Smith got 2nd in his weight class. And Jerry Archuleta is the state champion in the 181 weight class. He also tied the state record in the bench press with 295 pounds.
The state record, wow,
The state record.
amazing.
I know, I was telling him, I should lift me up. And they got 4th place overall as a team by 1 point out of 3rd. So we had a couple of guys get hurt. Cassie, thank you. She was one of the suburban drivers, so she lived through it. And you got to see how well those kids competed, and it was just so exciting, so that's exciting. Tomorrow, the baseball team plays Santa Rosa here, starting at 4, and the softball team plays Santa Rosa here at 3 and 5. So the boys will have 1 and the girls will have 2. We had a baseball game addition for our boys. They will travel to Raton on Friday for a doubleheader, starting at 3. And then also on Friday, like he was saying, Diego Aguilar will be defending he's going to try to three-peat in NFL Madden. His first semifinal game will be at 12 o'clock, and then hopefully he wins that. We'll play for the state championship at around 3:30. Those are all in NFHS. So
Oh, they are?
they are.
Nice.
I don't know how familiar you are with NFHS. It's a little hard to navigate sometimes, so I'll try to find the link and put it on our Facebook page, but it's not always really easy to navigate.
What's his name?
His name is Matt Aguilar.
Matt Aguilar. So if you get on there, you could look at him up too, I think.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
Mhm.
so Matt, Madden, and then Aguilar, Matt Aguilar. And I know that means. Tuesday, April 23rd, the baseball team will play a doubleheader in Pecos, starting at 4. Saturday, April 27th, the baseball team will play a doubleheader in Texaco, and a JV game. So those will start at 11 a.m.
Is Pecos in our district
Yes.
in baseball too?
Pecos and Texaco.
Softball will play at Pecos on Monday, April 29th, starting at 3. Also, track is going strong right now. They go to Santa Rosa Saturday, April 26th. The Ram relays on Monday, April 29th, and the Texaco track meet on Tuesday, April 30th. So that's like bang, 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 3 track meets, but that's that last ditch effort. Can we get as many people as we can qualified for state? May 3rd will be the district track meet in Logan, but next year, the district track meet will be right here in Clayton.
Wow,
nice. So we've already got that scheduled for next year. May 14th will be the sports banquet, and the meal will be provided by the Clayton Youth Supporters. So that's a Tuesday, May 14th. And then I kind of cut it off at May 14th, because we'll meet again before I can tell you everything else.
You guys are so busy.
Right.
Kudos to all of you.
No doubt.
Yes.
So FFA, Monday, April 22nd, the FFA are anticipating participating in the public speaking competition. So he's still working on kids that are willing to do that. So that's a kind of a work in progress. But he's hoping that he will have some kids on Monday that will do the public speaking. I mean, Gabe is just awesome about really getting these kids involved. Friday, April 26th, the welding team is going to compete in Lockney, Texas in the Double L Welder Rodeo. So teams will be, this is what it says, and then anybody that knows anything about welding can tell me what this means. Teams will be split into pairs, and each pair will complete an outdoor build using SMAW, SMOM, and an indoor build using GMOM.
SMA is shield mark, it's like stick, and the other one is blue wire welding.
Okay, so stick welding and wire welding, so I knew something.
Good job, Mars.
Good job. And then May 13th, so that's Monday,
Yeah.
the FFA banquet. So Monday, May 13th is the FFA banquet, and that too will be provided by the Clayton Youth Supporters.
Awesome. Great job.
Good job.
Mr. Funk, when did you say the graduation was again and what time? I'm sorry.
It is Thursday, May 23rd, 6 o'clock PM, Yellow Jacket Gym. It's the night before the seniors. So we'll have 3 graduations in that building in a 36-hour period.
Yay.
Nice.
No use.
That's what I'm talking about. Just needs a little.
Y'all have any questions for me?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hang in there.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Moving to board communication, fixed asset list. I think we just have to set like a regular date to make sure that list is
Presented. So, next month I'll present it for this year, because I can't wait till after July, because we'll be in trouble. But then after that, I would say, let's set it for every August board meeting. That way we don't forget, we just get it done right off the bat, and, yeah, that way we're in compliance.
perfect. You know, that was a real pain, like, how long ago we went through that. I can't believe what's on there. All right. There was something else in the board communications was going to. I lost it. But think of it later. Okay, moving to financial matters, consideration approval of financial reports.
Okay, Madam President, members of the board, before we get to that, I just thought I'd give you a little info on the budget. So, our budget is due tomorrow, so we're working hard on that. However, the PED puts out a template that you need to use to upload it to OBMS. It's not out yet, so our financial analysts will get it to us tonight. I don't know. So, we're working hard. You know, we sent an email to PED asking, when is it gonna be sent out? And they said, tomorrow.
Wow.
Or tonight, maybe.
God we can count on then.
So what if it's not, though, what if they don't?
We can't.
I mean, so that, do they, I mean, of course,
It's
it's
their
their
fault.
fault, so,
So, cause it's gotta come from the financial analyst, so
yeah.
if he doesn't send it out, I mean, but we'll be ready, so maybe that'll give us an extra day to work on
I'm
it.
sorry about that.
Oh, that's
Jeez,
miserable.
That's stressful.
Well, you know, you rush, and then it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Right,
You better
now
get your
we
part.
wait,
yeah.
so, but it's okay, we'll get through it.
So sorry.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but, and then I had Miss Scott, redate and print the rehire letters. So whenever the superintendent gets back tomorrow, he can review them and hopefully get them out to the administrators, cause we've got to get this done.
Yes.
So, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for doing that. And then, let's see, after the budget is submitted, I'll announce when we'll have the community forum after, after I get all this stuff together. And then that way I can give them a breakdown and answer any questions, because there's been quite a few on that input form about asking, well, if we knew what the budget was, we could give you some input. Well, I don't even know, well, I kind of know what the budget is, but, until it's
Right.
finalized, we can't,
Right.
we don't know, so that way we can just, answer any questions that they have. And then also, we had the PO for attorney's fees, which was brought to board, because it was $20,000, so I'm sure you guys approved it or beginning of the year? No? So I had to add 10,000 to it, to get through the remainder of the year. We didn't have enough to pay the March bill, so I just added 10,000 to it. We might not use 10 grand, but just to make it through the end of the year, in case.
$20,000 in attorney fees?
Just setting the,
It will-
setting the,
Well, we used 20, so I added 10 more, and I think our bill for last month was like 3,500, and we only had like 1,700 available, so we couldn't pay our bill. So,
but the normal, like, yearly, what is allotted is 60, right?
it was
Right,
just
isn't it?
20.
But I mean, that's the amount until you have to go and find another, you have to like, find other services. You can't go over like a certain threshold, I believe.
Okay, I
I
can
think-
check on that.
Yeah, I think
Seems
that's
like a
what
lot.
it is.
But I
think
know it's-
60, that is a lot.
I know 20 is, you have to take it to court, so I just wanted you guys to be aware I added.
Okay.
So, because it makes it 30, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And, I think that was it. So yeah, just any, once I have the budget, then, I'll announce the community thing, and then I'll bring it to board and have you guys approve it the May meeting, so, approve the budget. We have till June, so if we need to do any amendments or anything to the board, if I bring it to you guys and you say, I'd rather do this, or this, we have time to amend it, so, till the June board meeting.
So then, will you meet with the finance committee right before, I guess?
Yes,
And then, okay,
yeah,
and then they'll make those recommendations to the board. If there are any
any
changes or whatever, I think that they would make those recommendations.
to the board, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Good.
And
I've
it
never
never
had to
made sense
revise
to me,
it.
Johnny, and I don't know if this is, if it's just like the timing or what, but maybe it's different now that the budget's due tomorrow, but it used to be where it was like, we were given like an hour to like look at it, or it was like, presented right before.
Oh,
And this has been in the past, and I don't remember what we did last year.
I think kind of the same, because, well, PED gives you, last year, maybe it was May deadline, but this year, it's May 20th to get it approved by your board and all of that. So maybe last year it was May. I
Well-
can't remember like when it was, when you guys signed, I can look, because you guys had to all sign the,
But I know like the finance committee didn't get to look at it and, and I'm not talking about last year, I'm just talking about in the past, because I can't remember what happened last year. But It was like an hour before the board meeting. Well, that's kind of hard to, for people who are not on the finance committee.
Right,
But now that we're gonna have at least like the community,
forum,
forum and stuff, that would be helpful.
yeah, because I do that first and then I
Okay.
present it to you guys,
Okay.
so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, the financial reports, any questions?
I don't have any questions, does anyone else?
Madam President, I move that we approve the financial report.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the financial reports. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Financial report has been approved. Consideration and approval of bars and transfers, but there's only one bar.
Yes, one bar, Title IV, and it's an increase of $12,331. And this is a federal aid program for elementary and secondary education, you know, for all students, so they're able to get the same education, so, or do you want to elaborate any on that?
I don't remember what we spent the money on off the top of my head.
Okay, well,
I can find the POs.
we get an increase, so, of $12,331.
Title IV is normally, professional development, supplies and technology, I think.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we received an increase on this year's
Mhm.
Title IV.
Great. Thanks for explaining like the bars and the transfers and stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Well, after last time, you know, whenever you asked, I'm like, I barely know what they are, so it's nice to, you know, explain a little bit.
It is, it's
about
nice. It's
what
nice to
the
know
program.
what they are. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there are no transfers.
Madam President, I move to approve the bars.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the bar. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Right.
All opposed? Bar has been approved. I have one question. Are we all like set for the summer recreation, like with our monies and stuff?
Yes, so, as far as monies are concerned, I believe we have the funds. I, am having to finish as federal grants, I'm having to, do a yearly report on all of our ESSER funds. Those were the CARES, Carissa, and ARP. We spent down, and so I have to show where we allocated and where we spent. So we spent down within $100, I think, of the CARES, and Carissa, I'd have to look at that, but ARP, when we got those funds, it was divided out into 20% had to be for, furthering educational or lost educational needs, and 80% then could be split in different ways. So that 20% is where we, changed last year and added in the summer rec program. And so those funds, when we get to the end of the ARP, we have to just show, and that was a little over $1 million, right?
The 20%
Is.
I don't know, we'll have to get you guys that figure, 'cause,
I'd have to look again.
yeah.
But, that we should be able to pay, so we bought supplies, and we should be able to pay salaries out of that.
Great.
And that is allocated for that.
Awesome.
Well, I had visited with Claudia one day about just summer rec, just talking about it, and I know she has it all planned out to a T, and it sounds great. I just wanted to check on that to see if.
We'll just have to make sure how much, how much is left, or in the 20%.
And then next year, shouldn't that new, whatever that House bill was, shouldn't that pick up summer rec because it's supposed to fund summer programs? It would just pass,
House Bill 2 something.
I can't remember, but I know they passed it in legislation, and, I mean, in the last session.
Okay.
I think it was the last session, when they were discussing calendar and all that, it passed. So,
Yeah, that might be something because, ARP is done by the end of the June 30th?
September
September.
Okay.
of
So
25.
those funds have to be spent or we lose
Or
them.
encumbered.
So encumbered by then.
Who would be the person who, like, I don't know how to say this, knows, like, whenever, okay, if they're saying that schools they'll allocate this much money for these summer programs, who's the person who, okay, I mean, but do they automatically come to you, or do you have to go out and say, hey, we need that money?
I can ask Maria about that. I'll ask
Okay.
her how they allocate that money, or who gets it, do you have to apply to get it? You know,
Okay. Yeah, because there might be a deadline, and we might need to know so that we can pick that up for next year.
Claudia, are you running summer rec?
Or what?
Are you in charge of summer rec?
Yes. And so, and I put it out to the teachers. Susan Singh that works in the cafeteria is gonna do the summer food program.
Awesome.
And, so that's a huge component of it, right? But any students that are 1 to 18 can come and eat lunch and breakfast for free every day.
Wow.
Regardless of whether you're in the program.
Praise God, that's awesome.
And they can be in the program in that age group,
No, they can come and eat.
just going, what are the ages?
The age group is leaving kindergarten to leaving 4th grade. Now, we are working on some open gym stuff for older kids on a nightly basis too, so.
Great,
So,
thank you,
I am working on that with Coach Vince.
thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
But I put it out to the teachers and the EAs, and we got a lot of response. So everybody will only have to work 1 day. I'll have 2 certified teachers and 2 EAs every single day. And it'll be a variety of people. You know, you'll have elementary teachers, I've got high school teachers that are doing a day and stuff like that. So we can do some fun things. Coach Van is doing a day. You know, it would be fun on his day. Coach Cisneros is on the same day with him. Gabe Doherty is doing 2 days. So to bring some animals in and to just make it fun, so.
Claudia, that makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, so we'll still do the academic stuff. We'll still
Yes.
use the iReady as the curriculum that they can do in their centers. They can do their iReady reading and math in their ELAR center. But we'll do a lot of science, we'll do a lot of art. And we want to put some stuff in the county fair, so we want to try to do the art so that we'll have some exhibits.
Cool.
Great, thank you.
Glad to hear about that.
Yes.
Thank you all so much
Yeah.
for working on
Yeah,
that.
that's good. That's good.
Nice.
Where is it gonna be at? Like, where
It'll
where
be
you
at
do it?
Alvis.
Did you do it all at the Alvis?
And then we're going to, this year, they'll bus the food, they'll van the food to us just like they do on a regular school day. And then they'll still have this site open for anybody 1 to 18 that wants to come and eat for free.
Man, awesome.
And they're gonna go to the swimming pool.
Yeah, but our side will be closed, you know what I'm saying, only Alvis kids will eat at Alvis. And then anybody can eat it.
Comes to the high school cafeteria.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
So that'll be a little different from last year.
Great. Nice. Okay, any other financial questions? All right, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Action items, consideration and approval of facility master plan for 2024 to 2029. I know that's a beast in here. So, do you know what they have?
I hasn't been any information about that.
I think that was the Tim piece, it just came at a different time.
no.
No,
this is
Tim was
something
on-
Well, he
different.
told me, he said Tim would be doing that.
Oh,
There was a whole document that was sent to us.
Yeah, it has,
Okay.
it's
huge.
It's a
It's
huge
It's
job.
like 109 pages.
But I thought
I
there was
think it's-
something about changing the dates or something. Was it originally 23 to 28? And we changed it to 24, 29?
Yes, that's it.
Was that the only change, Claudia, just the dates? Everything
No.
else is?
I don't know, did they change, they probably changed some names or whatever in there, no?
Not that I can.
Does anyone know when this is due, like when it has to be approved?
years ago.
Really?
Forever ago.
forever ago.
Perfect.
But I know it was brought before.
Yes.
I didn't know, what changes were made, but
Well, business as usual, so, I mean, it is something that we have to do every single year, so,
every 5 years.
every 5 years, yeah.
Perfect.
Julie, you had?
Madam President, I move that we consider and approve, or I move that we approve the facility master plan 2024 through 2029.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the facility master plan for 2024 to 2029. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Facility master plan has been approved. All right, items suggested for future meetings. I think there's a few policies that we needed to look at. And I think we talked about them before, but I can't remember what they were. That's great. I think one of them was I can't remember the policy number it was, but it was under like, leave days or something, or 12-month staff members. Cause they only get 10 days and they have to use them all or lose them all. They don't roll over. So,
Yeah.
Talking about that, yeah.
yeah,
I do, yeah.
so like, I think we need to look at that.
What it, could we look at, how much are one of those timers for our new fancy awesome track for us to have a legit timer?
12 to 15,000. And it was in his, want list, not need, want, a fat timer for the track, for the budget,
They're 15,000?
12 to 15,000.
How are we hosting the district meet next year if we don't have?
So, yeah, excellent question. So if we don't have a fat timer by then, and it just means fully automated timer, okay? It doesn't mean fat people.
I'm gonna say, I can do it.
But if we do not have one by then, we will borrow Tooten Perry's. So Tooten Perry already said that they would come and do the fat timing if we don't have one by that time.
Or if we don't have somebody trained.
Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, so Tooten Perry will do it. Because at the district track meet, it's, everybody has to work, everybody in the district. And we're gonna have a pretty big district next year.
Is it a big deal to get one? I mean, or is it just a matter of like
It takes
coming up with
time.
money
It takes time and then it takes training.
to run them?
So, right now, if you want to like, so it wouldn't cost us anything to use Tooten Perry's, but if we wanted to have a track meet, it would cost us like $800 to have somebody let us borrow theirs and then run it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a,
Until they pay for it.
Yeah.
that's how, well, and so what they, you're exactly right, Mr. Barnes, what they do is like whenever we go to, because you cannot have a state qualifying meet without a fat timer. So when we go to Logan, they charge us $100. They don't charge us, Cimarron's had theirs for 100 years, so they don't really, I don't think Cimarron charges us. I don't think so, I don't remember maybe a few for them.
So we can charge.
Yeah, so we could charge, if they go ahead and have a track meet next year, just a regular state qualifying track meet, they could charge teams to come.
I would really like for us to look into getting one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like
And
we
that's
spent
really
$675,000 on
top
this
line.
track. We need to have like a timer to use it.
It's top of the list.
After doing the Jeopardy buttons, you would rather use the fat
I mean, I love the Jeopardy buttons, but they don't count for anything. So, I was all about it. I was like, ooh, yeah. Gotcha.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's pointless, and they don't trust you, and I don't trust me either.
Well, budget's tight, but we'll see.
So you're saying you wanna go get your fat training?
I'll totally do the fat training. I feel like I'm fitting.
Higher than sometimes.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I don't win.
Okay, so any other items for future meetings, if you want to email, member, or anybody? I mean, if you all know of something, I'm
our meeting in May a day that doesn't conflict with anything?
Super great question.
It should be the 15th.
We should be good then, right?
I should go on a second grade field trip.
No, I like having this here because when you all give us those dates, I can just write it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right,
Is that it?
that's it. Next, executive session, NMSA 1978, section 1215H2 pertaining to the discussion of limited personnel matters, superintendent conduct.
Madam President, I move that we go into executive session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into executive session, which calls for a roll call vote.
Gus Wood, aye.
Mike Barnes, no.
John Trujillo, aye.
Jana Lee's aye.
Kim Lee, aye. Only pertaining to the discussion of limited personnel matters, superintendent conduct will be discussed. So, thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
You too.
Madam President, I moved to abstain because I had prior knowledge. I'll be outside.
Okay,
Later, Bonner.
thank you.
See you guys.
Can you, do you want to, get with Justin about